Today we're counting down the top 10 fastest cars in GTA Online based on top speed alone. This will not include any boosts from how's special works, so any of you guys playing GTA Online should have access to these cars. Honestly, some of these results did surprise me because I did include some of these special cars, which you guys will see very shortly. But starting things off at number 10, we have the D10 Pursuit. This is one of the newer vehicles in GTA Online with a ridiculous top speed of 133.75 miles per hour. I still remember the old days of GTA Online where the fastest cars were around 125 miles per hour, so finally seeing some vehicles go above this is so nice to see, and this is almost as fast as some of the HSW vehicles, at least the really slow ones. While the D10 Pursuit is technically the slowest on this list, do not be fooled because it is still really fast, and what really makes it stand out is its handling. Unfortunately, it will cost a lot of money. In 9th place now, we have a different type of car, and this is where the special vehicles really come in, because we do have the Arena War Dominator, which will just beat out the D10 Pursuit with a top speed of 134 miles per hour. Now, it is a given it will only reach this top speed if you guys use the boost. With this being an arena car, you can make this thing look really unique. However, I would definitely say that this is a double-edged sword because it will cost a ton of cash to even access these Arena War upgrades from buying the arena itself and individually upgrading the car. Still a really solid choice just for that top speed. At number 8 now, we have the Italy RSX with a top speed of 134.5 miles per hour. In my opinion, I really do like how the Italy RSX looks. When I think of a supercar or a sports car, this is one what I think about. Every time I drive the RSX, I am always surprised at its acceleration, which also might let this car down because it picks up speed so fast that sometimes handling wise it can be so annoying to drive and can also feel just a little bit flirty. However, if you do get used to driving this car, you can have an absolute blast with this. Still a solid choice, especially if you guys prefer your supercars and stuff. Next up at the 7th spot, we have the Imperator. This will be another Arena War vehicle, which will have an overall top speed of 135 miles per hour. So pretty similar to the other Arena War vehicle we have just gone through. This will rely on the boost feature. When driving this one around, I instantly noticed it did not feel like it was going too fast, but I was hitting these top speeds pretty often. And again, because it is an Arena War car, the customization options are honestly quite limitless, but expect to spend a lot of money doing that. If you guys want a car that really does stand out, pretty much all of these Arena War cars are solid choices. Next up in this list, we now have our 6th spot, and this will be our first special vehicle, which is the Toreador, with a top speed of 135.25 miles per hour, only just beating the Imperator. The Toreador is really unique. It is technically a submarine as well. It can also be stored inside your Kasatka if you have one, just a super accessible car, and the boost feature that this vehicle has is, in my opinion at least, one of the better ones. The recharge rate is not that slow, so you can spam this a lot, ensuring that you are always at this top speed. Definitely a really solid choice for getting around the map fast. The Toreador's boost feature as well can save you a ton, especially when taking really tight corners. If you guys time this right, you can sort of boost around corners and stuff, which can make for some really cool moments. We are now halfway down the list, and for this car you probably expected this one to be higher, but at number 5 we do have the Ocelot Pariah, which has a top speed of 136 miles per hour. Now, considering the Pariah is not a special vehicle or a arena car, not having access to any boost feature, to say this beats the Toreador and the arena cars already with this ridiculous top speed is genuinely insane. Not only that, but the Pariah's handling going at these top speeds just makes this even better. If you guys prefer value in GTA Online, the Pariah is definitely a go-to option for this speed and how it performs. The Pariah will forever be one of the better cars. If you have never tried the Pariah, I would 100% recommend this one. Obviously, it has that great value and it is incredibly fast for this price. At the 4th spot, this one might surprise you as well. It will be the Weevil Custom with a top speed of 137.5 miles per hour. Yes, this Beetle lookalike becomes a complete monster when you upgrade it with the Benny's upgrades. It does not have the best acceleration, but when you continuously drive this in a straight line or something, it can hit these ridiculous top speeds. In terms of practical use, I would not say it is the best in this sense. It is just one of them wacky vehicles that GTA Online and Rockstar add into the game, and for some reason it is just stupidly fast. This is really fun to mess around with. For example, if your friends don't know about this vehicle, you might even surprise them them as well. At third place, we have the Bravado Banshee GTS, another newer car in GTA Online. This standard version of the GTS has a top speed of 138 miles per hour, so of course we can sort of see why the HSW version of this is the fastest HSW car. This standard version of the GTS benefits from that top speed, but because we don't have HSW upgrades, it will also benefit from some more traction, making this a solid choice. I think the Banshee GTS is a really good pick if you guys are thinking about future-proofing in terms of upgrading to the expanded and enhanced edition. If you guys, for example, buy this on the legacy version of GTA Online and at some point migrate your account, you can then just take the Banshee GTS and upgrade it with HSW. At second place now, we have another Arena War vehicle that has snuck into the list. It will be the ZR380, which has a top speed of 142 miles per hour. I do think this car is really underrated, and the only thing that really lets it down for me at least is its customization. For a long time, I've really wanted to take all of these different spikes off the car, and you will see in the gameplay this is probably the best I could make it look at least. You guys might have better luck when customizing this if you want to go for that clean look. But remember, with this being the Arena War cars, this thing is extremely difficult to control. Still a really solid choice, especially if you do apply the boost feature. Now, just before we move over to the number one spot, I did want to include some honourable mentions, and this will be some cars that just fall out of the list. So first of all, we have the Italia GTO Stinger TT with a top speed of 132 miles per hour. Altogether, not a bad car, however it does suffer from traction, especially when hitting these top speeds. Still pretty nice, and like the Banshee GTS, not a bad car to future-proof. We then have the Torero XO with a top speed of 131.5 miles per hour. I think this one is an incredible car, and I was actually kind of mad that this was not in the top 10. The traction on this thing, top speed, just everything about it is really, really good. Still a solid choice. We then have the Entity MT with a 131.25 miles per hour. This is another really nice option, with its traction and handling really good as well. I also think the Entity MT looks incredible. Another solid choice if you guys are thinking about going to the HSW upgrades and stuff. Next up, for a really underrated car in my opinion, it will be the Corsitor with a 131.25 miles per hour top speed, just like the Entity MT. Just looking at this car, it does not look like it can hit this top speed, but believe me, once you guys get behind the wheel, you will notice how good this thing is. And our final honourable mention will be the Evizcerate with the same top speed. The traction and handling on this one at least is probably the best out of all of the honourable mentions, if not tied with the Torero XO. What really sets this one apart will be its acceleration. Of course, the top speed is not the best, at least in terms of the honourable mentions and the top 10, but just like before, you can future-proof by purchasing this if you plan to upgrade. I also believe that the Evizcerate just looks so different from every other car. It really does stand out. And finally, for the fastest non-HSW car in all of GTA Online will of course be the Vigilante, which can reach up to 146.75 miles per hour. The boost on the Vigilante is just incredible, really just allowing this car to hit these top speeds. The Vigilante has some more benefits. For example, it can be used in some heist setup missions and stuff, which makes things so much easier to get around. When we include all of these different special cars with boosts, the Vigilante has pretty much been at the top of the top speed list ever since it came out, which is all them years ago. So maybe if you guys were thinking about picking up the Vigilante, I would say it is a solid pickup still. It can also have the missiles and machine guns, a great addition to this car. So there you guys have it. That will be the top 10 fastest cars in GTA Online without any of the HSW mods. You should also be able to use some of these cars in races, but where I love using these cars the most is probably just driving along the highways, as it does not require you guys to make too many turns. You can really just see how fast some of these cars are. Let me know in the comments which is your favorite, and also let me know if you guys agree with this list or if you think that I missed a vehicle out. And as always, if you went on to enjoy this video or found it useful in any way, shape or form, leave a like on this video. I always appreciate your support, and if you are new here, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.